All right, so that's done. Open my chat. Nice. Eh, always a struggle to do the layout after I start this. Okay. Um, and finally, there you go. Okay, so we are continuing the video that I started the last time that I streamed. Um, I didn't finish it. I said I would finish it. I don't know. I don't think I set a date, but anyway, we're gonna finish it. And then I know that Stephanie released another update on the David situation, but ultimately, my stance on the David situation hasn't really changed. Although a lot of things seems very suspicious, the fact that he hasn't been arrested yet is mind blowing to the point where it's like, because there is too much evidence in a I don't know, because like I know that all the evidence are circumstantials and might not hold in court in when defended by a good lawyer. But the fact still that he hasn't been arrested, I feel like it says something about the situation. Like it says like maybe either if he didn't do it directly, maybe someone in his circle did it, but him not being arrested, at least last time I checked, says a lot. So that's why I'm like I feel slightly uncomfortable about this whole situation, but she still released a 2 hour long video about it, so we'll see what's what's more to learn about it. But ultimately, like I said, him not being arrested still is very, yeah, that's very, it's important. Like I feel like, yeah, no, I don't know how to explain it because I don't have like legal knowledge. Very slight language barrier, but like ultimately I just feel like, I don't know, the fact that he's not arrested because he's not he's not big and powerful enough to not be arrested if he commits murder as a black man in America, in current fascist America, mind you. So that's the part that I'm like, I don't know what the fuck, which is why I don't feel comfortable talking like he did it 100%. But I do understand why people think that he did it, but I'm still uncomfortable because it's not normal that he hasn't been arrested. I feel like I'm just repeating the same thing in circle. So regardless, let's finish the video. Like I think we have 30 minutes left of and Stephanie interviewing a killer. And then yeah, we can do the David video. But first thing first, my cat. All right. Child. I'd be choosing the worst moment to act up. Always the worst possible moment. Anyway, let's go.
You did something interesting in prison.
Where are you going with this, Steph? I don't even know.
You helped someone write a love letter.
I helped a Spanish guy who was facing 10 years, and he had an English girlfriend, and he did not have command of the English language. And he asked me, would I write a love letter to his girlfriend about, you know, how much he loved her, and please wait for him, and he'll be back. And
did it work?
I don't know. He got shipped off to prison, and that's the last I ever saw of him. So
in my mind, it works.
Yeah. So no, I wrote letters for guys to their lawyers, to their public defenders, to the judge, and to their family members. You know, I felt I needed to do stuff for other people to make myself feel better in that situation. Just like I needed to do good things because I was in such a dark spot when I was locked up. So I constantly did that.
So you never wrote a letter to like a college sweetheart?
Nope.
Did you think about it?
I did. And I thought, I'll never get to see Lisa again. I'll never get that chance, you know, to ride off into the sunset, swoop her up off her feet, especially early on when I was facing life for those 3 years. And then I never heard from her. And I'm like, all right, well, that's that.
I mean, how often did you think about your college sweetheart?
I thought about her my whole life. Like, she was inside my skull scratching. Like, literally, like, tormenting me. Clarky, why, Clarky? Why? Why could you not commit to me? And just the shame of that. You know, like, victims love to just shame themselves. So that would add shame to my shame. And then doing drugs would add shame to my shame. And getting involved with the mob would add shame to my shame. And not being able to tell my father would add shame to my shame. So, like, we're just constantly shaming ourselves. And so Lisa was just another source of shame. And so, no, I never, I thought I missed my chance. And after that law passed, the law took up a lot of time. I was working full time. I was speaking, you know, started motivational speaking. And then when the law passed, I'm like, what now? And I was working as a chef, assistant chef at a busy restaurant. I'm driving home late at night one night, and I'm like, I either want to get a pit bull or a girlfriend.
Wait, this is a crazy multiple choice.
So pit bull, girlfriend, pit bull, girlfriend.
I mean, I probably would choose a dog.
I'm like, it's not fair to any girl I get involved with if I'm still thinking about Lisa.
So you never stopped thinking about Lisa?
I never did. And
She's the
I'm
one
like,
that got away.
to get into a new relationship, to get into any relationship, I've got to confront Lisa. I found her on Facebook, and I drafted up a long Facebook message, and I deleted it. And I drafted up another message. And my thumb hung over the send button. And I debated, is it better to keep the fantasy? Maybe I'm just making it up in my mind how amazing our love was and how passionate we were for each other. Maybe like time has made me delusional, and it wasn't really all I think it is.
Because you hadn't seen her since you were 20.
I was probably 23 and she was 22.
And how old are you at this point?
When I got released, I'm 50 years old. And then I worked on the law for a couple of years. So now I'm like 52, 53.
Wow. Okay, and now you're like, I don't know. But you send it, right?
So do you keep the fantasy alive and not send it? Or do you pull up your big boy pants and say, let's see what the hell's going to happen here, and you send it? You got to send it, Steph. You got to take chances. So I sent it out.
Yeah.
And I was literally like a crackhead waiting for his dealer to call him back. Like, I checked my phone. I'm at work. I had to check my phone 100 times.
Damn.
And I'm like,
I know that feeling.
knew I shouldn't have sent it. And then she replied. And then I replied. And then she replied. And I replied. And she replied.
Was it awkward? Was it?
No, it instantly started to flow. She thought I couldn't commit to her all those years ago because I didn't love her. And that wasn't the case. I explained that to her. And I explained it was because of all the pain I was harboring inside, and I just couldn't be intimate with somebody.
Yeah.
And
has she heard about what happened at all?
yeah, like I said, my one roommate and her one roommate ended up married.
Oh, yeah.
And her roommate reached out to her and filled her in. She had written me 3 letters, I believe, when I was locked up, and she ended up ripping them up because she just wasn't ready to open that door again. She just couldn't let herself feel vulnerable at that moment.
Yeah.
Now that I was released, she allowed herself to be vulnerable and opened up. And I said, why don't we meet for coffee? She was in New York. I was in New Jersey. Again, she's still thinking I didn't love her. I'm telling her I did. She's not really believing me. So I brought ammunition with me to that first coffee meeting to prove to her that I did, in fact, love her.
What was that?
What did you bring?
She had written me a lot of love letters and cards back in the day, and I had
And you
saved
kept
them.
them all.
And over the years, whenever I would start lamenting her, I would get out these love letters and reread them and feel connected. Whenever I would feel a gap between us forming, I would get her love letters out and reread them and get that bond back together. And I brought a briefcase with me to the coffee shop, and she said, "Do you always bring a briefcase with you when you have coffee?" And I said, "There's something inside there I want you to see that will show you that I loved you." And I opened it up, and I took out all the love letters from when she was 21 years old and 20 years old and 22 years old. And we sat there rereading them, and that sort of sealed the deal when I told her, this is how I stayed connected with you over those 30 plus years.
And you didn't really talk to her during those 30 years.
No,
You
there was
just
not
read
one
these-
word. Nothing between us.
You just read these letters.
Yeah.
Wow.
And stayed connected that way with her.
Wow. Did it feel weird? I mean, I'm sure you guys look different from when you're 20. Or did it feel like nothing changed?
She kept saying to me, we've led 2 totally different lives. We're 2 totally different people. You know, we're not the same we were back then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. Just let's go have a coffee. And by the end of that coffee, it was back on.
Wow.
Okay, so you have a few letters. You're saying some of them are too risque for us to read out loud, right?
I don't want to embarrass
but there's one.
Lisa, but I think this one from July of 1989.
Oh
Can
my
you believe
God.
that?
Wait,
1989.
and you...
Should we bring out the author of this letter? Come on, come here, author.
Lisa, read them.
They were adorable.
First of all, you look phenomenal. I read about their love story in the book. And I'm the #1 fan. I call you guys
regret.
Clark, which is the ship name, which is when you combine Lisa and Clark. Yeah. Hello, Lisa. Okay.
Hello, Stephanie.
I mean, you have to tell me, what was it like seeing him at that coffee shop and the briefcase? What did you think was in the briefcase?
I didn't know it was in the briefcase. I mean, first of all, seeing him after like 3 decades, it was unbelievable. The 2 weeks that we were in communication with each other, we were kind of getting to know each other again, but we always would banter back and forth and tease each other, and we always had a very playful relationship. So it was kind of, we got back into that rhythm.
Yeah.
We actually didn't have a phone conversation until we saw each other. So it was kind of like we hadn't spoken on the phone yet.
Oh my goodness.
And we met for coffee, and I was so nervous. I remember I was like, okay, I don't want to seem too anxious or too interested or whatever. I didn't know what was going to happen. He had led this crazy life. So there was a part of me that was a little nervous, like, who is this person? Is he the same person I remember from college years? But I just felt this burning desire to explore it and to see him. And I was so impressed with what he was doing with his life, from where he was and where he is now, that day when we were meeting, and all the good things he was doing, helping to change the statute of limitations law in New Jersey, being an advocate, speaking out,
Hi, right there.
getting other people to speak out. I was truly inspired by him. So I said, I have to at least meet him for coffee. Even if we just have a friendship, like, I just felt like this was something I just needed to do at this point in my life.
Did you think about him as often as he thought about you?
Probably not. Sorry. I mean, I was so busy living my life, you know. I was growing a business. I had children. I was married to somebody else for 20 years. The marriage was deteriorating, and but at the same time, I did think about him because I felt like he was that one person. I think everyone has that one person that
Got away.
their first love, and that person that there was never any sort of closure with Clark. When the relationship ended, I still loved him, and I didn't understand why we didn't work. And the connection was definitely unlike any other connection I'd had, even, you know, my marriage. So I just felt like I had to do it. I just didn't want to spend my life regretting not seeing him, not talking to him.
So Stephanie read the book and was telling me about how Clark was saying that you're this force of nature when you guys
storm.
Yes.
The first time you guys met, it was in the library, and then you just plopped down and
Right.
yapping.
It was the L Center, which was the student center at Northeastern.
So can you tell us your point of view?
So when I walked in, I mean, first of all, I was a freshman, he was a sophomore. And I grew up in a house. I'm one of 3 girls. I was the middle daughter, and I was more of the rebellious person. And my parents were like just always, I had all these rules, you know, that I had to follow. And when I went away to college, it was like, I felt like I was just being let out of a cage. You know, my parents were very strict. So I just felt like when I was in college, and that was actually, I met Clark, I think it was the first semester that I was there. So it was the fall. And I just felt free. And I just walked into the L Center, and I saw this young guy sitting, and he looked so lonely because he was sitting at there was like a round table and 4 chairs, and he was like alone, except there was he was in one chair and there were 3 empty chairs. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll just sit down and say hello. And I just did. And he looked at me, and like, his blue eyes just captivated me immediately. But he was really quiet. And I was like, blah, 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 just talking all about myself. And I don't think he really knew what to say. And I don't know if he'd ever met anyone quite like me. So, from his little town of Stillwater. So yeah, I just kind of talked, and then I finally paused and said, "And do you ever talk?" You did.
This is so funny because in his book he writes that he was just trying to focus on schoolwork, and he says like, no, he looked lonely, so I needed to.
I felt like I needed to just talk to him, and yeah. And that was our first meeting, you know, and it was intense right from the start. I feel like he invited me to a party he was having that weekend at his apartment, and I got there and I was just looking for him, and we shared our first kiss that night.
Oh my God.
I was 18 actually when we met, so it was a very long time ago. Mm-hmm. And Northeastern was a co-op program, so we were kind of coming and going. There were not cell phones at the time, so like just connecting and reconnecting with different semesters, you know, was interesting. But we always seemed to find each other. Mm-hmm. So,
do you guys still have the same dynamic where you're the one that's like talking his ear off, or
he's now the talker? I don't know if you can sense from the interview. No, I absolutely love talking to him. When we reconnected, it was like getting to know him all over again. But he was a different person now. This was 6 years ago, but he was a different person than when I knew him back in college. I mean, he was a free person, free from prison and also free from, you know, his secrets. Yeah. And he had healed and he was evolved. And it was like our relationship was a million times better because we were both in a different place in our lives. And the timing was right for both of us.
You guys have a very interesting energy. I've never experienced this before, where you meet a couple and you feel like you are the side character in a romance novel. And you're like, oh, I'm just a side character. It's actually not my main love story. Like, you guys have such fascinating, and you're getting shy. Are you guys getting shy? You guys are so fascinating.
I'm watching. Smile from ear to ear. He's smiling more than you.
I think it's because I feel like we have maybe a similar dynamic where we call it yapping. Yeah. So I yap to him, not with him. When the cops came to arrest you, they searched your room and they found your love letters.
Yeah. Well, when they come to your house, they like trash it. You know, they dumped every drawer out, tore the bedding apart, the closet, everything was out. I had 2 cedar cabinet desks and, you know, just everything is dumped out. And my mother went to like try to put everything back together in this room. And she came across letters addressed from Lisa and saw the postmark from 1989, 1990, 1991, and she said, what has Clark held on to these for so long? These have to be as valuable as gold to him. So I got to put these in a safe place. So my mother went through my mess, scooped up my love letters and held them for me until I got released. And then she's like, I found these straightening out your room. Why have you kept all these letters? And I'm like, that's how I stayed connected with Lisa, Mom, over the years.
Do you think your mom knew all along?
Yeah, I would tell my mom. I would cry to my mom. You know, not every year, or maybe it would, you know, like maybe after the mob threatening my life and having the FBI come say there's a hit put on you. Maybe I sat with my mom then and said, like, man, I've really allowed life to get away from me. I wish I had never lost Lisa, you know, and cried with her over that. But her and I had talks over the years about Lisa. When Lisa would come and visit, like she would get up early and go sit on my parents' bed as they're both still in bed, my father and mother, and have these long talks as they're still lying in bed. And they just loved her. Like,
wait, could you read us a snippet of the letter you wrote him?
Sure.
Have you read this since? Like,
oh
when
my
was
gosh!
the last
So
time?
when he first showed me the letters and I started to read them, in the coffee shop.
Oh my goodness.
I started hysterically laughing because reading a letter that you wrote 30 years ago, at that point in your life where you're just all hormones, you're like 18, 19, just discovering love.
So this letter she got for me, it says, "For yesterday's memories, today's love, and tomorrow's dreams,
Hi, cute fellow.
I love you." Do we know what parts you can read?
So, yeah. Oh, boy. So this was written July 16th, 1989.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, when he had these letters, I realized that this is true. You just never could believe someone would be thinking about you for 30 years. But when they take your letters out of a briefcase and show them to you,
Yeah.
you're like, they really were thinking about me all this time. Like, no one holds on to letters for 30 years unless that person really meant something incredibly deep to them. So it made it real for me, seeing the letters. So, all right, here we go. Dearest Clark, we've shared so many memories together, both good and not so good ones. I like to remember the good ones because they're the ones that stick out in my mind. The time that we drank wine at Ed Burke's was an early memory, but one that for some reason always sticks out in my mind. The next sentence we'll skip.
I don't know.
All right. I think knowing that you would go to all lengths to satisfy me really intrigued me. All right, that's as risque as we're getting.
Okay, Miss Thing.
I often think about the quiet times we've spent together, just staring into each other's eyes across a dinner table when we were out, or when we were in bed together holding each other. I see something so caring and wonderful about the way you look at me that somehow makes me shake. During times like that, nothing needs to be said because I know what you're saying to me with your eyes. Those romantic times were great, but the wild and crazy times were great as well. Skip the next sentence. Oh my gosh. Where am I up to? All.
You guys are getting lost in the non-sentences.
All of these times that we've shared have become cherished thoughts that are embedded in my head and my heart. I don't exactly know at what point I actually fell in love with you. I just know that at this point, each day I spend without you is a torment.
Damn.
Every time I get off the phone with you, I feel alone again. I get through each day with the thought that one day soon we will be together and I won't have to ever feel lonely again. Those are my dreams for our tomorrow. I miss you so much right now that I hurt. I need you, Lisa. So, yeah, so imagine reading that letter 30 years later and feeling all those emotions that you felt.
Yeah.
It was incredible, and it's still incredible.
And you get those letters in pristine condition.
Yeah.
In their envelopes.
That's,
But
that's
this is
love.
how we communicated, because we didn't have cell phones. So I wrote him lots of letters, and he kept them all.
So what do you guys do now for fun together?
What we really cherish is
Yeah.
Sundays and Monday mornings we have together to have coffee.
It's our time together.
We just love having coffee together.
We just like to explore different places to walk. And we take our walks and we cook together, which we love to do. Clark's an incredible cook. We like listening to podcasts.
Especially
Watching
Clark's.
movies. Yes.
Do you watch all of his podcasts?
I do. And I try to give him constructive criticism. I think his platform is so important.
No, yeah.
And I want him to grow. And I think he's doing such meaningful work. Yeah. And he continues to inspire me. Ever since we reconnected, I tell him he's a constant source of inspiration for me.
Yeah.
Lisa made the comment one time, it doesn't matter what we do as long as we're together. Yeah. So the day before we flew down to do your show, my mother was in the hospital. So we had to go pick her up from the hospital, It took a while, to get her discharged. Drove her home, got her home, and the same thing we just took her from the hospital for happened again. And we had to turn around and drive her back to the hospital. And we met my sister there, and we were there a while. And so it was a really long day. And then eventually we had to leave my mother there. And driving home that night, I said to her, I go, you made the comment one time, it doesn't matter what we're doing as long as we're together. So I hope that holds true for today as well. And she's like, of course it does.
Yeah, we're
So
a team for sure. And I think that's when you know you're with the right person. Because it doesn't feel like a chore to do that. You just want to be there for them.
But is your mother okay?
she's home now.
Yeah.
She's got some medical issues we got to get straightened out, but she's home right now.
And Clark and his sister are such a great team. Like they come together and they take turns and help. And she's 96, his mom. So, yeah.
August 31st, she'll be 96.
Yeah, she's turning 96 this month.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Is she happy that you two are back
Oh my
together?
gosh. She's one of my biggest fans. She calls me Lisa, my love, just like Clark.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so happy you're back in Clark's life. I always knew that you were the one. You were so special.
Aww.
She said, I'm just so happy that you're here.
I feel like moms know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop. Okay. Lisa, we need a podcast episode on Clark's podcast of you, which I'm going to link in the description along with his book. And I would be obsessed if you guys filmed TikToks together. I don't know. I just want to know more about your life. Okay. I'm obsessed to the point where I genuinely feel like I'm a side character in a rom-com at this point. Like, you guys have some intense chemistry. I can only imagine those letters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I ask a final question?
Yes.
Clark, I know you commented that there are seasons to life.
Yes.
What would you say what season you're in right now?
I would say, and I tell people this because there's so many times I thought of giving up, but I always retained a little glimmer of hope. And, so there's like cold, dark winters where nothing's going right in your life. You got the FBI telling you there's a hit. You've just committed murder. You're a drug addict. You're in prison. Those are all cold, dark winters. You're getting sexually assaulted and animals being beaten in front of you. Cold, dark winter. And I tell people, don't ever lose hope that sunshine awaits you and opportunity awaits you. And I would say in the spring is when you plant. I would say I'm just starting to harvest. So I'm in that spring to summer mode. Right. I'm not in the full-blown summer of harvesting yet. It's been a long road to get to this point. That book has taken 10 years. I wrote that in prison 10 years ago.
It's so sweet. It is sweet. They're so cute together. Honestly, I'm also very happy that they actually found each other, but they didn't just like, it's like a catch up like in a coffee shop, and then you never see that person again. They actually literally rekindled their love. And even though they both she said she was married for 20 years, between like the 30 years that they didn't see each other, they really had like a whole life in between the moment where like they were not together anymore up until now. But to see them together and so happy, and also we saw photos of them earlier, of them in university, and they were so cute. So I'm really happy that after all that darkness, he found someone. Well, he found someone. He got his first love back, basically. Playing seeds for the first time. What about you? I don't know yet. I feel like I'm kind of in a bit of a perpetual winter, but that's because of my depression. So every day is a hey. Today I woke up and I'm alive. That's who go give me impossible star of love. Yo, their love is actually beautiful, honestly. I agree.
So for people that want to lose hope, like my book took 10 years. Like, don't lose hope. Opportunity awaits you around the corner. It's not going to be tomorrow sometimes, but it definitely awaits. And this book will instill hope in you and inspiration. That's what it wasn't written to be a trauma dump. It was written to give people hope that anything is possible. Like, I'm living proof that literally anything is possible.
Yeah. And you're reunited with
And I get the girl back at the end.
Yeah.
Like it should be a movie. Like,
Yeah, no,
my life literally has been a movie.
Yeah, no, they need a movie. I need a movie. You guys are incredible. Please
would do
keep
a
us
nice
updated.
TV
Not
show.
even just us, but like our audience on everything you guys
Okay.
are gonna do.
All
Okay,
right.
Lisa, please promise
right.
me you're gonna keep us updated.
I'm gonna start
Yes.
taking some classes about TikTok
Yeah.
videos like tomorrow, maybe on the plane home. You never know.
And I am going to leave all of the links in the description. Thank you guys for
Thank
joining
you
us.
so much, Stephanie.
Thank
Thank you. Guys were amazing,
No,
amazing to
thank
us.
you.
Life's changing read. Damn, maybe I'll get it on Audible. Oops.
Hey friends, I'm going to be hosting
Yeah, maybe I'll get it on Audible, you know? Because I've been so deep into fucking audiobook lately. I've been listening to so many audiobook. Like Audible, even though I'm broke, Audible is one of the rare monthly subscription that I try to keep up because I need my audiobook. So maybe I'll do that. Bless her, TikTok class is fucking funny. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, back in my time, we had this thing called Vines. When TikTok came out during the pandemic, I was like, what is this? I felt like a fucking boomer. I felt old. I felt really old because I was like, what is this new app that these younglings are coming up with? I do not understand. What is this? So, like, I get it. I mean, obviously, I'm better with it now, but like at first, I was a bit confusion. So, it's understandable. I would take TikTok class too, to be honest, because I never post on TikTok. I post like once or twice a year.
Bada bing, bada boo.
Occam's
Oh,
razor.
yeah. Okay. By the way, like I said in my title, we finished the video where Stephanie interviewed the killer. It was a lovely watch. We watched both videos there are on her channel, Rotten Tomato, yeah, Rotten Mango. And now I'm gonna start. I'm not gonna finish it. I doubt I'm gonna finish it today, but I'm gonna start this video, which is an update on the David situation. The video is 2 hours and 15, so I might finish it, I might not. I might do like I do sometime a 2-part. I'm gonna react to the first part today and then continue it on another stream because that's a long ass video. 2 hours 15. Although it's not the longest video that I've seen on her channel, but it's still long, so we will see how it goes. Audiobook worth it? Yes, audiobooks are amazing. The vibes are immaculate. TikTok is just completely, yeah, it's not the same. But Vines, yeah, no. Vines was ahead of its time, honestly. Woo, child. I miss Vine too, but I feel old every time I talk about it. The good old days. And yeah, audiobook, honestly, it's perfect. When I cook, clean, or do literally anything, I usually do it with an audiobook. I love audiobooks so much. It's just, you don't have to sit down and read. You can multitask. And that's why I love them. I recommend it.
Is often known as the law of simplicity, aka the simplest answer is usually the correct one. It's supposed to be this principle in solving life's greatest problems. People have definitely oversimplified Occam's razor to hell and back, and they think it just means keep it simple. It's technically a misinterpretation, and I do find philosophy majors to be beautifully insufferable, but I can see why they get frustrated at the way that we've just turned Occam's razor into simple. The main message of Occam's razor is if you have two competing hypotheses that equally explain the observed data, the one with the fewer assumptions should be the one that's selected. The emphasis is on having fewer assumptions rather than just picking the simpler one. That's why it's called Occam's razor. Occam, after William of Occam, the philosopher who popularized this method, and razor, because you're supposed to shave away at all of the assumptions to get to the meat, the core of the matter. I see people referencing Occam's razor for the case of Celeste Rivas Hernandez and singer D4VD, aka David, that the simplest answer is the correct one, which I tend to agree that the very circumstantial evidence so far, at least the way that it's being presented by alleged sources close to the two, the way that it's being presented thus far, it does not look good for David. But even if that is the case, it's not a simple answer. How are you?
It doesn't look good for David at all, but it also doesn't hold in court, which is probably why he hasn't been arrested. Everything is circumstantial, which is why I'm fucking uncomfortable about this whole situation. He hasn't been arrested. He's not Diddy. He's not Harvey Weinstein. He's not like a big billionaire, super powerful motherfuckers. He's a small dude who recently blew up and became super popular and famous. He's a black man in current fascist America. If they wanted to arrest him, they would. They would. They don't even care about due process right now. So that's the part that makes me uncomfortable. Why hasn't he been arrested yet if he did it? If we have enough proof, like evidence that can hold up in court, he would have been arrested. So the fact that he hasn't been arrested yet is either he didn't do it or he's a fucking, he got away with murder, like he's a mastermind. But the thing is, you don't really get away with murder nowadays unless you're like, a billionaire. He's not a billionaire. He's not powerful enough to get away with murder. So them not arresting him, I don't know. Just a bunch of suspicious things, but without anything substantial. It's so weird. It makes me so uncomfortable. Like, they haven't fucking arrested him. So until they do that, we deadass cannot even talk as if he's the murderer. Because it's not normal that after all this time, after all the information that came out, after all the allegation, the man is still walking free. There's something about that I'm like, I don't know.
Supposed to shave away at all the different assumptions when the entire case is just a giant ball of assumptions at this point. Such as of right now, the police have yet to confirm a relationship between David and Celeste. So that's technically, that whole thing is an assumption. There are screenshots, videos, pictures, people coming forward to allege that they were intimately connected. Some netizens believe that they might have known each other since she was 11 years old, which would have been back in 2021. That's an assumption. Then there's the assumption that there's another Celeste in David's life. I will say that this is less of an assumption, but
like
no statements have been made by either party, and we will operate as basically everything is an assumption aside from the handful of things that we absolutely know to be true. That there is another Celeste, and people are calling her the other Celeste, second Celeste, decoy Celeste, older Celeste. Netizens say that the two girls look very similar, and when you look at the pictures of just their faces, they don't look familiar, but there is a belief that both Celeste would often wear similar things, such as the same Gap hoodie, or at least it looks like the same Gap hoodie. The one that Celeste is pictured in, her missing child poster. Both of them have been spotted wearing it. Giant, oversized eyeglasses. And there are theories and speculations that David did this on purpose, that he brought in an adult Celeste, an adult woman named Celeste, who could maybe sometimes pass for the victim Celeste. So that if he is ever quote unquote exposed for allegedly dating a minor, he could turn around and say, you guys have it wrong. My girlfriend is an adult woman named Celeste. They just look the same. They have similar names, but that's it. That's a theory. That's an assumption.
That's
and
a
once
bit
you shave off
far-fetched, in
all
my
of that,
personal opinion.
there's like nothing left in the middle. There's the only core of the matter that we have so far as of filming this is September 8th, 2025 of this year, while David is out on his world tour, still based in the US before starting his European leg. Back in Hollywood Hills, his Tesla gets impounded. Neighbors of a residential street close to where David's manager rents a house that is most likely for David. It's $20,000 a month. Near that house, neighbors report David's Tesla of just being parked
able to $20,000 a month. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm poor, so just for the house, does it come with like electricity and internet? I know that's not what's important here, but that shit, $20,000 a month? God damn it.
all around the street for about at least 3 weeks, and then eventually it just stopped moving. So they had it impounded. It had Texas license plates. Nobody had reported the car missing. And then employees of the tow yard, Hollywood Tow, they call the police because they say, hey, something is funky fresh scent in here. Like the scent of this is emanating from the trunk. The police come and they discover a dead body in the car. The car has not been reported stolen, and David is not in Los Angeles. He is out on tour. Even how the body has been found, at least to the public, is a giant assumption. Some reports, such as the LA Times, initially stated it was just a head and a torso. Other outlets have been using the word dismembered or in pieces, but nobody can seem to agree. Is it just a head and a torso?
I also don't understand why we don't have more. Like, I know that the police, usually the police doesn't necessarily tell the media everything, but the secrecy around like the way the body was found, I feel like we need a fucking press conference with an update on this, because David is so big and popular. It is very, 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 very weird that we still don't have official statement from the fucking police. Like, what are they doing? What is happening? Like, because ultimately, if okay, because we still don't know, if ultimately he didn't do it, this man's life is almost over right now. If like this is all a big misunderstanding and internet theory that went wrong, because we've seen that happen before, this man's life is still over. Like nobody, even though if he's exonerated or whatever, like there's too much things that came out that like it's done. So I don't know. Like, I don't understand why the police is not saying anything. That's also weird and not normal. To the like, I can understand if it was fresh, but it's not fresh. We are in October. This should happen this summer. We are in October. And no statement? What the? I don't know. This is weird. This is really weird. Damn. Smart enough. I don't think he's smart enough either to like do a grand mastermind thing where like, you know, he knew he was gonna get caught, so he managed to get a decoy to make. It's a lot for a man who's making music, who started as a dude who was making music in his fucking uh closet. You know what I'm saying? Playing Fortnite and shit. Like, it's a lot. It makes no sense to dump a body in a public space. It really doesn't. I mean, it wasn't a car, but bitch, everybody knows that body rots and smell. So there's also that's why it's this case from the beginning. There's so many weird shit about this case where it's like, if he did it, he's the dumbest person alive, because everything is so on the nose. Everything is so on the nose because of the theme of his video clip, the music that he writes. It's too connected. It's so weird. So that's also a part that makes me uncomfortable. I feel the full truth might be kept from us until a trial. No. He's a fucking black dude. in fascist America, the police have no reason to not drag his name in the dirt. And the fact that they haven't yet is suspicious. Like, it's suspicious.
Is the
Something
body
weird about
dismembered?
this.
LAPD and the medical examiner's office have been so quiet about this entire situation. The cause of death has been deferred. They're not even outright calling this a homicide investigation, but rather a death investigation that is being handled by the LAPD robbery and homicide unit.
Except in one statement.
Yes, they made a little slip in a statement where they said anytime you're dealing with a homicide investigation, but they have not formally stated like this is a homicide investigation. They're saying actually it could take weeks or months to even determine if a crime had been committed, which people are questioning even that because what do you mean nobody goes into a trunk by themselves?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
David's spokesperson releases a very short statement that states along the lines of, David has been informed he's cooperating with the police, which leads initially a lot of people to believe that David is not involved, especially considering he continues his tour. He does multiple shows. He does a show September 9th. But there are growing questions. We know the body is a female in the trunk. She allegedly has a sh tattoo on her finger. It's alleged that David has the same tattoo. Now, I know that there are so many new reports saying that TMZ made that up and David does not have a sh tattoo. It's hard to find a lot of...
Means SHHH.
Yeah, like you put it on your right index finger to like hush. Rihanna popularized it, but there have been reports that TMZ lied about him having a sh tattoo. People are pointing to how on Instagram pictures you don't see it. So some are saying, well, maybe he recently got it. Some are saying, well, maybe he edits it out of his Instagram pictures. Others are saying, and this is my opinion, if this is true, if all of this is no longer there. I had a finger tattoo. It went away really quickly. Some people metabolize the ink differently, but that's been a whole debate. So allegedly, he had a same matching tattoo. Then it's not until September 17th, 2025,
Wait, so he
that the
doesn't
body
have
is
a tattoo?
identified as 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This is again an assumption though, because her body was discovered September 8th. The medical examiner states that it's her belief that she had been in the car for some time. Celeste's birthday is September 7th, the day before her body is found. It is unlikely that she saw her 15th birthday. So now even some media
Part
sources...
of that is an assumption, you mean?
The medical examiner and a lot of media sources, they still kind of categorize her age closer to 15. Most mainstream media sources are saying 15-year-old because it was past her birthday and they're going off the date that her body is found. So I think medically speaking, that's how they do it. Mainstream media is going with that, but it's likely that she was technically 14.
Yeah, she never made it to 15.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's technically a 14-year-old's body, but it's just even that becomes
But even
a whole
that,
thing.
we don't know. Is it 14 or 13? Like,
Yeah, we don't know.
was it 14? Like, she went missing.
Friends say that they had contact with her July of 2025, so she would have been 14.
Okay.
But we cannot confirm even that.
Yeah.
We don't know who these friends are. The police haven't talked to them. They haven't verified metadata of text messages or calls. And even text messages, you can't prove that it's Celeste texting people. It's just very tricky. No one knows really the time of death.
I see.
We can confirm. The only thing I will say is this is the latest confirm that I got of someone seeing her. There's visual and a video that's been uploaded was July of last year.
24?
Yes. So it's all over the place. I mean, we really don't know. But regardless, her body is identified and David stops his tour. He makes no further statements. But judging by his wording of news outlets, his spokesperson is no longer the one that's being reached. It is his attorney. The Hollywood Hills rental home is searched by the authorities 2 days after that. They are seen walking out of his house with evidence bags, electronics, and they say that they are exploring all potential avenues. David has, at least at the time of recording this, has not been named a suspect. He has not been detained. He has not been arrested. He has not made any further statements.
What the
David has
fuck?
now moved out of the Hollywood Hills house that his manager was renting. The property owner states, they're moving out this week. The moving trucks will be here soon. They decided to move out because of the ongoing circumstances. They didn't want to be here anymore. But nothing more. Celeste's family have been very quiet as well publicly, and a lot of assumptions are being made by the internet. The police are quiet. David and his team are quiet. Celeste's family are
Everybody
quiet.
quiet.
This case has so many assumptions and coincidences and connections that I think that most people are uncomfortable with it. It just feels like maybe if there's one piece of circumstantial evidence, it's weird. But when you have 50 and then you have new ones coming out every hour, it's hard to
Exactly.
remain completely neutral. And so with these elements, netizens have come up with a few theories.
Again?
5 theories to be exact. 1, he killed her for fame, a Hollywood sacrifice.
That's crazy.
2, he's innocent. 3, he's involved, but maybe not first-degree murder. Perhaps there was an overdose. Perhaps there was something else that happened that he did not physically outright kill her. 4, this is a multi-part theory. David is guilty. I will say, again, he has not been arrested. There is a presumption of innocence until proven guilty in the court of law that everyone should receive, but this is just a theory. But there are theories that if he is guilty, it was due to his sick jealousy, or maybe perhaps she realized that she was being groomed and was ready to tell someone, or she was pregnant. And 5, there is a lot more that we don't know, and perhaps other people are connected. I will say the theories range from creations of somebody in a desperate need of going outside, just crazy, to plausible. But this is what the internet thinks happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the 14-year-old little girl found deceased in the trunk of David's car.
The police are super sus. It is. What's the point of getting a finger tattoo only for it to fade? I don't know. It's a good question.
Rotten Mango to support NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They are the nation's largest and most influential child protection organization. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support our growing team, and we'd like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. A few disclaimers. There are going to be allegations of grooming, SA, CSA, as well as themes like gore. There's also a brief mention of potential dismemberment and decomp. Also, another huge part of this is that there have been 0 convictions, 0 arrests, 0 anything. I mean, we really have nothing besides what the authorities have said in their very brief, very polished press briefings. That's it. We will be doing our very best to debunk or verify all of the online rumors, and there are so many online rumors. And then right when you think a rumor has been somewhat verified, it seems like most people believe it, and then someone comes out and tries to debunk it, and then it sounds plausible. And so things are going to be moving and things are going to be changing nonstop. So I don't even know how dated this episode is going to be. So just keep that in mind. I mean, in a month, everything could be different. We'll just have to see. We also want to disclaim that all screenshots or media posted by people online can be edited or faked. We did our best to try and verify everything, but I mean, I'm not an expert on how AI creates pictures or deepfakes. I've tried my best to make sure we get to the original tweet or the original source and then see if there's anybody pointing out anything that's clearly, obviously AI generated. But even that has been very difficult. So with that being said, let's get started. One of David's neighbors decides that they're going to talk to the media about David and Celeste and what they saw. But they're going to be unnamed, which makes sense. But they're also going to talk to The Sun, which is a very questionable outlet. It's like the Daily Mail. So take it as you will, but they speak to The Sun and they allege that Celeste, the victim, the 14-year-old girl, was living with 20-year-old David in his Hollywood Hills house. They say he was with the girl regularly, like all the time. I would be in my car and we would acknowledge each other, say hi. That was about it. When they were heading to the store or whatever, I would pass them. They were pretty quiet. I never saw police there. I didn't hear them partying or anything, nothing wild. I was shocked to find out what happened. I saw them a couple of months ago. I'm not sure, but I thought they were just kids, like a couple of 18, 19-year-olds. I had no idea. It's crazy.
The thing is also, I feel like because the other Celeste looks so similar to the young Celeste, it's very easy to miss, like, if you don't see their face straight up, it's so easy to think that one is the other, which is also another issue that I have with this thing, is like, there's some videos that people thought it was the young Celeste, but turns out it was the adult Celeste. It's like, bruh, like, you gotta be kind of careful with these things because, you know, it's not good to, first of all, it doesn't help the police, but most importantly, it's not good for, like, I feel like old Celeste is probably also being, I know she made her Instagram private, but I know way she's not, like, getting extremely harassed over this shit. It's the silence for me. Celeste older Celeste hasn't said anything. The police not saying anything. The coroner not saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. It's so weird. It's so weird. I'm sure a younger one has curly hair, but then again, older Celeste can curl her hair. But that's what I'm saying. I see like they look extremely similar. So, oof, this case is tricky because of the two Celeste. I remember last video that I watched about it when Stephanie finished the video with, but wait, there's another Celeste, and I was like, bitch, what? Like, oh my god, like the existence of Celeste number 2 changes a lot of shit, because sometimes people thought that it was like it's a mess, mess.
So this is only reported by the Sun.
Yes.
So that's it. We don't know who they are.
Yeah. We don't know if they're a real neighbor. We don't know if this is actually what they saw. You know, I didn't know he was a singer, but I knew he had a Tesla because it was always parked outside. This Tesla has a giant dent on the back. That has been confirmed. He says, I did ask him about his Tesla, you know, as his car was hit and he never fixed it. He didn't really want to say what happened. Anytime I tried to talk to them, they weren't very engaging. They just kept to themselves. But now netizens are confused. Like, why are you talking to the Sun? I mean, how trustworthy is the Sun? And second, are we sure this is the Celeste or the other Celeste?
That's what I'm saying.
He claims it's the missing girl. He claims it's the girl that was found. But is he sure? Are we sure? Is the Sun even sure? We don't know. David's digital footprint is also extensive, to the point that I don't know if he's ever had a singular thought that has not been spoken into a Discord server somewhere out in the ether. But Celeste does not have a lot of pictures of her out there where her face is not covered. Typically her face is covered. There are barely any videos of her. The old picture, okay, so there's a lot of pictures of her when she was younger. She's already young, but even younger. So there's almost more childhood photos of her than there are of her at 13 years old, 14 years old. There's barely any videos of her, and the ones that are popping up now, she appears to cover her face most of the time. It's just so hard to get a good look at her face is the feeling. So when more alleged pictures and videos come out, it's hard to definitively say that looks like Celeste with David. People have been trying to organize a big document of all the reported sightings that are real and or debunked, but it's getting difficult. One comment reads, "That's the thing. We practically have nothing on this girl. We know that she had a habit of running away from home. She disabled her Instagram a lot, and she covered her face a lot." To which someone comments, what's sad is she only seemed to exist in David's world. Like, she didn't have anything outside of his world. And even in his world, she would have to hide and play small. There are a lot of screenshots where it's just hard to tell anything. There's this screenshot taken of a Discord chat from March 12th, 2023. This is almost exactly a year before she goes missing, 2.5 years before she's found deceased. It's a screenshot of a screenshot. Just stay with me. Someone screenshots a picture of the Discord chat. And one person had screenshotted David during his live stream.
Okay.
And they posted that screenshot onto the Discord server as a message.
Yep.
And it's David live streaming in the most pink room you'll ever see. It's just glowing LED light pink. It's dark. You can't see anything in there. You can barely see David, but he's leaned up close to the camera. He takes up like half the picture. And then behind him is this girl sitting, and she's covering most of her face with a blanket, or what appears to be like a jacket. Now, this screenshot is posted to Discord allegedly March 12th, 2023. That would be when Celeste is 13 years old. Along with the comment, "Hey, who's the girl?" David responds allegedly. This is what the screenshot depicts. He allegedly responds, "You are a Fed."
Wow.
I mean, that's
And
kind
all
of
we
like,
have is a screenshot of that screenshot within a screenshot.
to be fair, "you are a fad" is literally just like young people lingo at this point. I see this shit all the time on Twitter. I'm low-key playing devil's advocate, but I said it in the last video, as someone who's been using Discord for quite a few years now, and as someone who has who knows how people talk on Discord, it's been very weird to see people's reaction to Discord conversation, like on other social media, because if you're not part of several Discord gaming community, you don't know how people talk on Discord. You're gonna be weirded the fuck out. People like gamers are weirdos, okay, and they have their own lingo and they have their own expression, and there's sometimes things that, if taken out of context, looks extremely suspicious, but in when you know, like when you're in it, it doesn't mean anything. So I it's not the first case that I've seen of like people taking shit that they see on TikTok, on Discord, out of context. It's like, y'all, unless you are part of this community, you might this a lot of time it's a inside joke. It's like you gotta literally be in the community to understand most of the time some of these stupid talks. So this you are a fad thing, it's not that big of a deal. It sounds suspicious if taken in this context, but you know, I don't know. If it was that suspicious, someone would have said something about it back when he said that. So I don't know where this is going with. Insert tone of language makes it difficult. Exactly. That's the thing with Discord. Like most of the time, people are not fucking serious.
That's crazy.
Then there's another one where it shows David taking a selfie with the caption, absolutely mogged. And next to him appears to be a girl who appears to be Celeste. Her face is entirely covered almost. You can just see her eyebrows by a Louis Vuitton purse. You only see her curly hair. Like you see lots of her curly hair. And so that makes people believe it's Celeste because she has to cover her face and she has curly hair. It's gotten to the point where even the accessories are being analyzed as clues because people are trying to track where this Louis Vuitton bag is. I think it was last seen in a TikTok that David filmed in 2024. So people are saying, well, maybe Celeste is definitely alive and with him at this time. Or others are saying he could have gifted her the bag and then taken it. Even accessories like bracelets. David is seen wearing a stack of bracelets, which appears to have also been worn by Celeste. Or Celeste's love for Hello Kitty that David seems to have adopted. People are looking for anything. And then there's just a slew of pictures that have since gone viral where it appears to be them together, and those have all been quickly debunked. So either it's not David and Celeste and it just maybe looks like David and Celeste and it's pictures of like the back frame. So for one, it was a guy and a girl shopping in a mall and they're looking at a Hello Kitty stand. And people are saying that this is David and Celeste. It's not David and Celeste. That's been debunked. Another one is a real legitimate picture of Celeste that somebody took, and then David has been photoshopped in. So there have been lots of these pictures that have been coming, like I would say a good chunk, I don't even know if we can trust them. And then another good chunk, we don't even know if it's Celeste. For example, there is a video where David and a girl are inside of this arcade. People are recording them and people are saying, look, it looks like Celeste and it looks like she's hiding. It looks like David is trying to get her away from the camera. But this seems to be the adult Celeste.
Yeah.
If you look at her hair is in braids. It looks more like the adult Celeste. Her facial features, she just definitely looks older as well. And so there have been all of these different things that have come out, and it's unclear who is the Celeste. I will say there are two pictures that people believe are the real Celeste. So one of them is a FaceTime screenshot. Whoever is FaceTiming David takes a screenshot, and they caption it, Celeste and David don't let me sleep. And you see both David and Celeste like peering into the camera.
And you can tell it looks like the young Celeste?
Yes, this looks like victim Celeste, but again, we don't know if this is a real picture, if it's been edited.
But then this person, whoever took the snap, we don't know who that is either.
Yeah.
That is so strange that so many people around them know about what's going on, but everyone's so quiet.
A lot of his friends have come out.
Oh, yeah?
A group of his friends have come out to say that they thought Celeste was 19. They thought she was in college and they understood her to be attending USC.
Okay. So they okay.
But
So
again,
they know
we don't
old
know if they're
Celeste.
talking about 19 or 23-year-old Celeste.
But they're probably talking about the young Celeste. Otherwise, why would they say, I thought she was in college? Right? Otherwise, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
And even the other Celeste, if she can just verify when her and David got together.
So that is why there's a lot of new theories that are happening.
She's not talking, right?
I will say the other Celeste has probably been receiving a lot of intense opinions and feedback from the internet. I think that benefit of the doubt should be given, as she probably could be working with authorities and could be telling them everything and has been told not to say anything, even if she doesn't know the other Celeste, even if she has no idea what the relationship between David and the other Celeste might have been, could have been, we don't know. If she knows nothing, she honestly just could have been involved with a guy who's involved with a whole lot of other things.
Exactly.
And she did not know. So it's likely that she's working with the authorities, but because she has not said anything and because people think it would be so easy for her to come out and say, actually, that's me at the arcade. That's not me. So whoever that's in the picture, that's weird. People are saying that's so easy for you to do. And if you haven't done that, does that mean
it is
something weird?
she
Is that like,
hasn't done
do you
that.
know something we don't know? Do you know something we shouldn't know?
Because, like, if I was Celeste, I would be debunking as much shit as I could. Like, don't link me with this thing. I am me. I didn't know about the other one. These are me. You know, don't go. In this photo, it's me. In this photo, it's not me. Like, her not saying a single word, is also weird. Everything is weird. But it's not like, why is she not fucking releasing anything, a statement, like anything? It's not like she is the one being accused of murder, but I feel like at this point, she's the only one who could, like, kind of help a little bit for at least the public perception of this entire case. And she's not talking either. The weird secrecy around this case is mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing. The lack of communication about it is weird as hell. Like, I have rarely seen something like that. In a case as big with someone as big as him, something is not adding up. Because, like, I feel like she was probably told to not say and do anything. Because otherwise she has no reason not to fucking talk. Girl, say something. We need you to say something. So she most likely was told not to talk because that's really weird. Like, she needs to clear her name too in this situation. Otherwise she could be seen as guilty by association. And I don't want to be guilty by association because a dude that I hang out with ended up fucking murdering a 13, 14 years old. I bet I will fucking talk. Don't. I don't want to be linked to this shit. Don't link me to this. I was not aware. I don't know. I'm 19, whatever. She has been told anything. That's what I'm saying. She probably was told because it's not normal that she's not talking.
Yeah. So this picture, this FaceTime picture, seems to be, most netizens are on the belief that this is the real Celeste. Then there's another picture where it shows him posting on Instagram to close friends. And it's a mirror selfie with allegedly Celeste. You can't even tell it's David. You can't even tell because his hood is covering his head. His phone is covering the entirety of his face. And Celeste, who appears to be snuggling up to him, is covering her face with her hand. So but she has.
The hand covering is annoying as fuck. The face covering is very, very, very weird. If you don't want to be seen in the public eyes, but you are dating a celebrity, I don't know. It's just like, some celebrities keep their life private. They don't show their love life online. If you don't want people to see or recognize you, just don't take pictures with him. I don't understand why she was everywhere, but always trying to hide her face. Like, that part, actually, it makes sense if she's like a minor and she ran away from home. But also, stop taking pictures with him. If you don't want to be seen, stop taking pictures. That's just so weird. I don't know. Maybe she's been done. Oh, I already read that.
Curly hair. It looks like them, and most people do believe it is them. These are the two pictures that, as of right now, are the least contested on the internet. along with this Instagram picture. This is a very real Instagram picture. It's David posing for the camera. I showed you the picture. It's like at a party with the flash on, and there is a girl behind him with curly red hair, and she has a headscarf on.
Yep.
You see her side profile, and even then, she's covering her face with her hand. So you can't really see her, but people believe that to be the real Celeste. This picture is legitimate. It's just debated whether or not this is Celeste. The reddish hair, there is also another video that surfaced from June 27th of 2024, and it's David's little brother, and who appears to be Celeste with a head pulled over her head, walking backstage to David's, yes, the concert.
Right. That one, I
Looks.
feel like I can see the resemblance so clearly.
Yeah.
You told me the guy was David's brother, younger brother?
Younger
older-
brother.
Younger brother. And then the girl, just through the eyes, it looks very much like the real Celeste.
And then now people are saying anytime you see a girl with a hood covered over her face or covering her face a lot in pictures and videos,
has to be
a lot
young
of people
Celeste.
take that to mean it's Celeste. Because even in that concert video, she doesn't cover her face because I don't even think she knows someone's recording. But when someone calls David's little brother's name, she looks back and she looks timid and she's got the hood covered over her face and she's like, what's happening? And then she like goes into backstage. So people are saying the older Celeste, she never really hides her face
Yeah.
because she
Okay, I see.
probably doesn't need to.
Right. I see the theory on that.
So anytime you see a girl who's covering her face, and then there have been problems because David has another friend, two friends actually, who have wavy curly hair. I mean, this is not like a very rare hair type, right? And so they will be pictured in the back of photos, but you just see their curly hair. And so people are saying that's Celeste, right? But I think when you just see their back, it's hard to say. People are saying when you see some of her face and it's covered, it's likely Celeste. Is the internet theory? We could be completely wrong. People also believe that the live stream where a girl is next to David saying, is it controversial of you kids? That is most likely the real Celeste.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's
bye.
been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
But as of filming this, the most recent sighting of Celeste that can be confirmed was posted on TikTok by a family friend of Celeste onto her personal TikTok account. And she posted it back in July of 2024.
Okay.
Meaning this can be pretty much dated, right? It's not like all this news is coming out and she posts this and we're like, we don't know if this is from a year ago, 3 years ago, we don't know. The video was posted at least a few months after Celeste is reported missing. And in the video, you see, it's like a very long video of a family gathering in someone's backyard. And then you see Celeste come into frame. And at the very end, she's on her phone. She says hi to the adults briefly. She looks uncomfortable. And then she glances at the camera filming behind her. She looks very uncomfortable. The comments of the original video have been turned off. However, other people have been reposting it. And I mean, there's a lot of comments. There are some people debating whether or not Celeste lied to David about her age, which I will say I agree with most comments of she looks like a baby. I mean, I don't know why people think that she could get away with lying as being a college student. Some people have been making remarks about her body type, her body figure. She literally looks like a baby. Like if you look at her face.
I said it. I fucking said it in the last video. If she's the type of girl who, you know, because I was this girl who would lie about my age all the fucking time. I did that up until I turned 18. And I started doing that when I was fucking 13. I was lying about my age all the motherfucking time. Mind you, like, I feel like, I don't know, like, in some photos, she looks like a child. And in some videos, she looks like she could look like she's 17 or 18. I'm not saying she looks like she's fucking 25, but she looks like she could be 17/18 years old sometime in some of these videos. I'm sure that if she dressed in a certain manner and, you know, makeup or hair in a certain manner, she can look older. So that's, now obviously depending on like how deep the relationship was, I feel like eventually it would have come out, but like it's the fact that she was always running away from home, and then what, like There's so much that we don't know about this case and this girl. That's very sus.
She looks like a child. I don't know how else to put it. Other people have been agreeing with me and they're commenting, she literally looks like a child. If you look at her face. So even if she ever lied about her age, look at her. She's a baby. People are using the Cardi B meme because they're like, just look at her. Like, she's a baby. What are these people saying that she lied about her age and David is innocent? And another thing, I will say, side note, even if she did lie about her age, as mentioned before, there is a belief that Celeste used multiple fake IDs to get around and to go to parties. I think it's one thing if you're at a party where there's so many people around. Everyone has to be 18 and up to get in. I don't think I'd be looking and going, I don't know if you're 18, because there's so much happening. But I think when you sit down and you get to know someone, if they're lying and they're saying that they're 19, but they're actually 13, 14, I think within an hour, you're getting a little suspicious. It's just the amount of development that happens in those years. It's not really something that you can lie about easily. So that's just to say there might be people who have met the real Celeste at parties, at events, at gatherings. And I don't think it's necessarily their fault if they did not know that she was 13 or 14. But I'm saying if you're in an intimate setting with someone and you see their face up close and you're talking to them, having a conversation with them, it's very clear when someone is of a certain age. Other people are commenting about that video. How did Celeste's family know that she was around? This is after she's been reported missing last year. One comment is just focused on that, and they're saying it doesn't make any sense. Like, do her parents not care? Do her family not care? There have been lots of people very upset with Celeste's family about not having better care for their child. There has been discourse that I don't think that I can necessarily get involved with of how different types of minority families will often treat their daughters like adults too early. So that's been a huge discussion in certain communities. And I can see how that could be applicable even in like an East Asian household. But then also there have been conversations of her dad is back and forth from Mexico, that he's not even in the country most of the time. Her mother does not speak English well. And they are of a socioeconomic class where the police don't really necessarily take them seriously. Also, if her mom does not speak English, perhaps she knew that Celeste was dating someone named David. I also think that it's a very tricky balance of trying to get your daughter or your children to not do something by telling them to not do something. It's very hard because you could be pushing them to run away more because you're being too restrictive. I'm sure, I don't know, I'm not a parent, but I just imagine that there is a lot of complicated things. And I don't know if jumping to conclusions is the best part, but I do think that there could have been a lot done to help Celeste. And I think we can probably place blame more on the person who harmed her, and then the police. And then as of right now, nothing has come out about the family as what we know. But there are people alleging that her family was paying her out, that they were receiving money from David, that her sister specifically paid her out. That becomes a huge topic of conversation because it's a comment on Reddit that started gaining a lot of traction. This is about David after a body is found in his trunk, but before the body is identified. Okay, which side note, can I just do a disclaimer? I will say I am one of the first people to blame parents. I think when you have children and you bring another human being into this world, it is your duty to protect them. And there's really little room for error when it comes to something as big as like this, protecting them from people like David. If they had known that David is an adult, Celeste is a child. I get it. I get where the anger can come from with people just upset with her family. But I think the problem is, there's a lot of things that we don't know that have not been confirmed, and then the allegations are just growing larger and larger. I think the initial few days, the anger with Celeste's family was more so, how could they let her run away multiple times? How could they know that she's dating someone named David and do nothing about it? And David is an adult. Like, how do they not know who her boyfriend is? And if they knew that he's an adult, they shouldn't let them date. There's reasonable emotion there. Yeah. But I think it's just ballooned into their her out, they're selling her, they knew and they didn't care because David's rich, they set it up. Like, there's so many allegations, and I think the problem with these allegations is if this is a family who clearly is not on the internet and they're getting this influx of hatred all of a sudden, they might be more reluctant to talk to the police and tell them everything because they might get paranoid that they did something legally wrong, they did something criminally punishable. Of not protecting their daughter enough. And like, even if they did something criminally punishable, they should be able to tell the police so that they can, justice can be served there, and it could help serve justice for Celeste. So I think it's a lot right now. Like everywhere I look, the rhetoric is getting very intense. And I think a lot of it stems from this comment. Not that anything is wrong with this comment, but I think this is the proof that netizens are using to kind of funnel this narrative, which the day after a body is found in David's trunk, before the body is identified, there is a Reddit comment. This guy's a weirdo. A close friend's little sister from Lake Elsinore ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was her out. She was in the 7th grade at the time, and LAPD sweeped his place in the hills. I'm terrified that's who's in the car. Nobody has heard from her in months. I won't release names as she's still a minor, but she was from Lake Elsinore. People were actually initially upset with the OP because this is before Celeste is identified, writing, I strongly doubt this is true. He has a very public social media presence and there's no one underage in his road crew. I've only heard good things about David from tour and venue staff. Don't stuff posts like this with all the speculation going around. You're gonna just feed wild witch hunts like this. To which OP responds, it isn't speculation. It literally happened. I don't really care if you've heard nice things about him. That has no impact on my personal negative experience. Well, the victim has been identified as female, wavy black hair, and a tattoo. Mean anything to you? I'm really not trying to release any identifying information because it absolutely sounds like her and my heart is broken. I don't want to mess anything up regarding the investigation, and I'm actually reaching out to LAPD today.
Whoa, this is wow.
Speaking of, another person who allegedly David was following on Instagram posted a comment, prayers to her family. I used to be close friends with David and we dated when I was 16 and he was 18. We've seen each other IRL 2 times max.
16, 18 is not that bad. It's limit, in my personal opinion. It's like, it's borderline, you know? It's like, we're not in the pedophilia talk of it all, but it's a bit borderline in a way where, like, because me personally, I was never attracted to younger people. If you're below 27, don't even fucking talk to me. So, but I know that's not everybody thinks like that, obviously. But 16, 18 is not that bad. Now, 20-something with 14, now that is a problem. That is nasty. But 16 and 18 is like, you know, I'll allow it in a way.
And there's so much more, but he introduced me to religion and whatnot, so I'm shaken up by the fact that he could have done this. I remember a Celeste. I have a picture of them together I think I've seen in the past. Then another clip of an interview. So these are things that are going viral as of recently, after the last video that I filmed. There is a video clip of David playing Fortnite and the host asks him questions. David, who do you want to collaborate with? And David, as he's playing Fortnite, he's saying, you know, I want to collaborate with a jazz musician named Celeste. He says, I want to do something with Celeste. I really want to do something with Celeste. And then he kind of, and then he kind of zones out. And then he goes, and maybe, what's his name? I got distracted for a second, my fault. Wait, Steven Sanchez too.
Speaking like jazz musicians that I would love to collab with, I want to do something with Celeste.
Okay.
I really want to do something with Celeste. And
did we confirm that Celeste
maybe,
is a jazz player?
what's his name? I got distracted for a second. My fault.
Wait, how?
Steven Sanchez. Too.
Okay.
So people are pointing to this video and saying, is he getting distracted because he's thinking about the real Celeste?
No, he's playing video game girl.
Or is it Fortnite?
So there
Most
is
likely
a jazz.
Fortnite.
There
From
is.
what I'm
I
seeing.
looked into it and she's very talented. Much older, yes.
Okay,
But
so
another
she
element
exists.
to this case is Celeste's brother allegedly told someone that Celeste would tell the family that this David guy keeps promising to marry her when she turns 18. So he allegedly says that. There is now a deleted account on Discord that posted a picture of themselves wearing an engagement ring with the name David tattooed in red ink on their finger, and that is suspected of being Celeste's account. That same deleted user, remember, apparently responded to a happy birthday post from September 7th, which is Celeste's birthday. But now there's another
Do we know
picture.
if that's the same deleted user though? Because when you deleted user, it's deleted basically. The person is gone. If there's multiple deleted user in one server, can you really differentiate who is who since the user is deleted? The whole point is that this person is no longer there. No, not even no longer there. Because if they were still like the account is if there's multiple deleted user, you won't know who's who. It won't like link, because usually if you click on the name of the person, you can see the whole history of things that they said or whatever. But you can't do that with deleted user. That means that the Discord account itself was deleted. I'm just saying. Discord lore.
Circulating of an Instagram account named Hello Kitty Life Girl at a restaurant. They story something. It's at a restaurant and you see David. I mean, it's David. He's waiting for food. He's on his phone and she just takes a picture and it shows her hand and there is a ring on her left finger.
What kind of ring?
It's like a small diamond ring.
Like an engagement ring looking?
It looks
ring?
like an engagement ring.
Huh.
Yeah, it does.
So like a single stone, right?
Yes.
Like that. Okay.
So then people are speculating, okay, maybe this is Celeste's old Instagram account. And people are saying, if she had the name David tattooed on her ring finger, left ring finger, would that not immediately be reported? Because she's found in David's car, has a tattoo of David
Also,
on
David,
her hand.
is it DAVID?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which would be his government name.
Okay.
So it's David tattooed. So then people are saying, why would that not be immediately reported? Right when the body is identified, it would be reported. They have a tattoo and a David tattoo and happen to be found in the trunk of a singer named David's car. Wouldn't that be the whole news argument and news stations would go crazy with it?
Be.
But then this is adding to the speculation that not all parts of Celeste were found. So people are saying, if you were to do something to Celeste and you happen to have the name David, you would not keep the part that's tattooed David. Or others are saying it's red ink. It could have easily been absorbed. So I had a red ink tattoo on my finger. It was gone really quickly. So people are saying maybe it didn't show up. Maybe it wasn't around at that time. Maybe she got it removed. Maybe it's not her in these pictures.
Or decomp?
Yeah, or decomp. Like there's so many different things. So nothing can be firm. Nothing can be said with wholeheartedness. But that adds to the theory that they were very serious, is this netizen theory. Not only were they talking, but it seemed like they're in a full-blown relationship. And this is important because some people are saying, well, maybe David didn't know her age. And some people might agree if maybe they talked online for 2 months and then he saw her once in real life and was like, whoa, you are not 19. But this is showing a little bit more severity of the relationship if all of these things are true. Then another TikTok that's been circulating is an old interview of David where he's asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? At that point, Celeste would be 18.
Okay, so the plan is hopefully this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying? Why are you saying that like you're not like up there, gang?
Well, I'm not there yet, but
Okay,
hopefully
okay.
it's like even crazier next year. And then I'm going crazy year after year for the next 3 years, and then on the 4th year I retire. And on the 5th year I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib, no social media, no digital footprint. I'm just gone. I'm just gone.
So now people are wondering, Celeste's brother allegedly said David told Celeste that they would get married when she turns 18. Celeste was allegedly posting with a diamond ring on her left finger. And then David starts talking about how in 5 years, which is when Celeste would be around 18, that he wants to go off the grid, no social media, no digital footprint. Is that a promise that he allegedly made her, is what netizens are wondering? What does this all mean? A lot of the comments naturally are just poking at the island comment though, asking, are you talking about Epstein's island? But again, all of this is just online, circumstantial. I don't even know if you could call it evidence, just connections being made. Yeah. And of course, we have to break down their alleged relationship using subliminal messages that have been interpreted from social media posts and even his music. So I'm just gonna run through a brief timeline. This has just been compiled. This is a huge point of contention. David tweets, when I was writing this, I got a notification from you as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. Take me where I belong. But our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We gotta push through it, bro. Fingers crossed emoji, black heart emoji.
Wait, where is this message from?
This is David's tweet. So he's saying like, as I was writing this, I got a notification from you and you said that you want to be with your mom and your sister. And a lot of people are operating under the assumption that he killed Celeste. So people are saying, did he kill her because she wanted to go back home for real this time? Is this something that he gets upset about? Then April 13th, 2023, Sleep Well, the music video goes live on YouTube. The love interest looks very much like Celeste. And again, it could just be another coincidences, but it's a lot of coincidences. While promoting his new song, Sleep Well, he's reposting things on TikTok. Like POV, the friend you left in season 2 shows up in season 5. So netizens are saying it does look like if you go through David's music and the stuff that he's posting and reposting on TikTok, it looks like he goes through relationship swings where if it is with Celeste or maybe he's with multiple different people, we don't know. But it seems like he has moments of like, oh, my first Valentine's Day with my girlfriend, when your girlfriend won't post you, so I'll post myself. And then to just like reposting massive amounts of breakup TikToks.
Okay.
So people are putting together the timeline and they're saying the friend you left in season 2 shows up in season 5. So does that mean Celeste is back in his life? Because there isn't a lot from 2022 between the two of them that people have found connections in. And again, loosely connections. Then another one where this is a TikTok, where it's a couple joking about running back to their exes while his song Sleep Well is playing in the back. So people are saying, okay, during the sleep well period, maybe Celeste is back in his life. Notable lyrics to the song that people think are in reference to Celeste are, I'm here for you still, even if you don't think that I'm near, I'll still be right next to you, my dear. And the way you make me feel has the power to make the whole world stand still. Who's to say that our love ain't real? Again, people are like, who's to say? Because they can't be public. And people are drawing inferences to this lyric. Don't be scared. There's no such thing as fear. Netizens think that this song is them reconnecting in 2023. However, I will say, David says in an interview about the song, it feels like the beginning of a dream. The whole premise of the project is a delusional relationship, like you're in a delusion throughout the whole thing. And there's elements of don't forget about me and like dreams, is this real? The host explains, I mean, when you listen to the song, it's almost like, and I mean this as a compliment, there's a creepiness to it. You sleep well, I'm watching. David says he wants to make sure that the songs in his album make you transition through this love-hate relationship. And this one seems kind of like a lullaby almost. And then there's another way that he's been promoting this song. There's one TikTok that he posts where it shows him leaned up against a white wall and a projector is displaying an image behind him. And it's an image of a girl. So it almost looks like they're sitting together, like the ghost of her is sitting there and he's sitting against the wall and the words are popping up on the screen. It's the lyrics to Sleep Well. It's very creative, very symbolic, but a lot of people are saying the girl looks like Celeste. And it's just, I'm here for you still, even if you don't think I'm near. I'll still be right next to you, my dear. And then at the very end, the projection image of the girl disappears and fades away. The next month, he promotes the song Backstreet Girl, where he posts on TikTok and the caption is, y'all are not hearing me. And it's about, well, the lyrics playing are, loving her way too soon. Again, people have a field day with that one. But I don't want to wait too long for someone to love you before I do. So people are saying it's almost like he's competing with the underage boys who are trying to get in a relationship with an underage girl and he loves her way too soon. That's like a whole crazy conversation that is an assumption. Everyone's just making assumptions. I'm just saying all of this is alleged. We don't know anything for a fact yet. But people are really saying this is kind of a crazy one. But David says no, it's not. David does in a previous interview. I remember I was on Discord about this song. It's this unreleased song. It's called Backstreet Girl. It might be on the project. It might not be. I don't know. So this is before it's released. But this guy was like, yo, can you write a song for my girlfriend? Her name's Allie. She's from the Backstreet, like Allie in the Backstreet. And I was like, say less. The next day I showed him the song. He was like crying on the mic. I'm like, yo, chill. David states, though, that the only information that he got from the Discord guy is that his girlfriend's name is Allie and she is from the Backstreet. And then in another interview, he says that the guy is trying to date someone named Allie. So we don't know. But he later says that the guy from Discord DM'd him saying, yo, forget the song. She doesn't even deserve it. So
damn.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what's true or what's not true. We don't even know if we can believe David's interviews, what he says, obviously. The rest of the year 2023, David says that he's never been in love and wrote all of these love songs. But he also posts on September 7th on Celeste's 13th birthday. POV, you guys, when you hear the saddest songs I've ever made tonight. So it seems like it's just weird. People are saying, is he trying to talk to her through TikToks? And I think that's been another conversation more so when we go over his TikTok repost. Like when you're 13, people, like when I was 13, you're like trying to get the person you like to see stuff online. So people are saying the way he's acting on TikTok is more so trying to get the attention of a young girl.
I feel like also because he was homeschooled, I feel like he didn't really get to, in a way, evolve with social media the way other people evolve with social media. I feel like your relationship with social media is going to be extremely different if you went to a public school or private, if you went to school, period, versus if you were homeschooled. Like, going to school with other kids will dead ass just, you're gonna have a curated social media platform. Like I remember back when I started using like Facebook, Instagram, and whatnot. Like it was very, very you kind of see other people post, you get inspired by influencers that you see. Like social media really is a phenomenon on its own, but him being homeschooled, I feel like there's probably a certain aspect of his use of social media that is maybe more childlike because he didn't grew up surrounded by like people who would use it a lot. I don't know. I'm just like, that's a guess, but I know that social media and school and homeschooling, there's this shit must be drastically different. Like what the fuck, what kind of shit are you gonna see when you don't have friends in a way because you're homeschooled? What's your social media gonna be like? A lot of probably most things that aren't necessarily linked to you. So it's very small detail, but I feel like it probably matters.
You're like 19, 20, you're not really doing that, especially if you're getting attention. If you have lots of followers, you're not really subtweeting that much. But he's constantly, it's not even just during a breakup, it's like nonstop. Then another one that year with the caption, "It's always the people you want to make the most proud that end up disappointing you." Then one TikTok of him is just in a hotel room sitting on the edge of the bed, and the words are, "Does anyone know any tips on how to not be the literal worst person in the world?" Smiley face. Now remember the picture where the girl is covering her face with a blanket? That's around this time. So there are speculations that by this point in 2023, they're back together, is the speculation. Then in January 2024, he starts posting teasers of his new song that he's gonna drop called Leave Her. And it's like him singing "I Can't Stop Falling for Her." And it's like a TikTok he'll film of him fainting on the ground. And it's saying, "I can't stop falling for her." And then another one, he says, "Yes, I'll swallow an AirTag so you know my every move. I can't stop falling for her." Meaning when a girl tells him, "Yes, David, I will swallow an AirTag so you know my every move," he can't stop falling for her.
Okay.
Or another one that reads, "When she does the bare minimum and it's the most romantic thing I've ever experienced, I can't stop falling for her." Another one that reads, "When she sends you a paragraph of how much she loves you while you're sad at work, I can't stop falling for her." When TikTok—
This feels like an artist promoting a song, to be fair. Again, playing the devil's advocate here. Because artists nowadays have like a very different way to market themselves because social media is so big. Artists deadass have to promote a lot on social media, and like sometimes I would go like on an artist page and 10 of their last posts were just them promoting one song over and over and over and over again. So I feel like that's probably just him promoting a song because that's what artists do a lot online. Like you go on, I was going on Tyla's TikTok profile the other day. I went on Zara Larson TikTok profile the other day. Like they just promote their songs over and over and over again, making different types of videos and different type of edits. So it could be that, you know?
removes all my music, but at least I have a Valentine's this year. I can't stop falling for her. And then another one, he's doing a backflip. And the words are, quote, "Babe, don't flip out, but this guy asked if," AKA he's doing a backflip. Don't flip out. So he's saying like a minute the girl says, "Babe, don't flip out," but this guy asked, he's already flipping out.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is around the time that Celeste is going missing.
So this is kind of people think he's posting this because he's in a relationship.
Yeah. And
These are the type of thing that you post when you're in a relationship.
Yeah. And people, you know, there is argument of like, well, he's writing love songs, so technically he could just be promoting a song.
Right.
But then others are saying these are like oddly specific things. Just because you're writing a love song, you don't want people to swallow AirTags. That's actually not PR advice to give as a celebrity.
I mean, it's
I
also
see,
not supposed to be taken
But
literally.
then people are saying he's like an edgelord. He's trying to be edgy and fun.
Got it.
It's weird. Now, not nearly as relevant to anything, but this is actually the song that David was performing when he failed his backflip and fell on his head at Coachella. Yeah. But he's also posting a lot of videos on TikTok around this time, just repping Hello Kitty as if he's trying to get a brand deal. It's also around the time that he posts card declines at therapy, but they bring in the Hello Kitty girl from 2021.
So this is the heavy Hello Kitty.
Heavy Hello Kitty phase.
And you said this is the time when Celeste
Goes missing.
That's when
Early
she
2024.
went missing.
So people are saying they probably met in 2021. 2022, it seems like they didn't have a lot of interactions from the crazy connections that were forming together on the internet. 2023, people think this is the era where Celeste comes back. He posted that season 2 comes back in season 5. Sleep Well seems like someone's coming back into his life. There are all these little hints people are forming. And then it seems like early 2024, they're like heavy in some sort of relationship is what people believe.
Okay.
Because all the Hello Kitty, all the references to dating, people think that's what's going on. Now, before Celeste is officially reported missing with the missing child's poster, she was actually missing before that too. So she's run away multiple times. Sometimes she is reported, the police will bring her back. I don't know if she's reported every single time. I'm sure the police are also looking into that. But February 14th, it has been reported by those who know Celeste that she ran away on Valentine's Day. This is before her original running away. So like she came back after this. So she runs away and she is gone for about a month before she comes back. And if that's the case, that means she probably went home around mid-March. Well, the end of March, David posts a live performance of his song, My House Is Not a Home. And the caption reads, imagine leaving everything behind for someone that don't even want you. So some people are saying, is he referencing Celeste's parents? Like her family? Like imagine leaving everything behind when your family doesn't even want you? Or is he saying, that's what I did. I left everything behind and you still left me.
Say that one more time. Imagine leave everything behind for someone who don't even want you.
Yes. So is it, look at what you did, that's so dumb, or is it, woe is me, I'm so dumb? Either way, people think it might have to do with Celeste. But by April, he posts an animated picture of a girl sitting next to the guy, and this looks like Celeste. So it looks like the Here With Me music video that also looks like Celeste. He uses that graphic a lot. And it says, he captions it with his own lyrics, I don't care how long it takes as long as I'm with you. I've got a smile on my face. A few days later, Celeste runs away again. And this is when she's reported missing. And 2 weeks after that, David announces on TikTok that he's finally going to write happy songs again because his depression has been cured.
2 weeks after that?
Yes.
Whoa.
But that same month, a lot is happening. So David is saying his depression is cured. But a few weeks later, there are alleged text messages between Celeste and her friend. Her friend allegedly released these. Again, these are completely unconfirmed. But a friend is asking her if she's okay, just making sure she's alive. Celeste allegedly responds, I don't want to talk to anyone, I'm safe. Her friend asks her, are you still going to talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to get into any more trouble with him. No, I'm not. Okay, I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Insta. Love you too. I won't. The two girls have a conversation about whether or not they bled the first time of intimate relations. Allegedly, Celeste writes about how she did not have her first intimate relation with David, but a guy named Gus. Gus is important later.
Oh.
But she says she did not bleed because Gus, it sounded like Gus R-worded her. But I don't think she understood it was R-word because she was saying like he was getting mad. And so I wasn't into it. But that's, if this is true, that seems to be the feeling that people are getting. But she's saying that she only bled with David. So I don't know. It's a lot. I don't know if this is real. She quickly texts her friend though, do not text back. He came back. He's crying. Do not text me. So that made a lot of netizens feel that David saw her phone and maybe saw what happened and realized that she likely, maybe potentially, if this is even real, had intimate relations with somebody else. And maybe to her it didn't count because honestly, the text message that she allegedly sent was, quote, with Gus I was just drunk and I did it because he got mad at me the first time for not having relations with him. I mean, that sounds like our word.
Sounds like, yeah.
Because he's getting mad and she's drunk and I don't know how old Gus is. she's clearly not of age. And we don't even know if this is real, but like it would make sense that maybe she doesn't bring it up because it's such a traumatic experience that she hasn't even internalized fully and she doesn't even know what it means. I don't know, but the fact that she's saying he came back, he's crying, do not text me. People are saying it seems like David saw those text messages, saw the text message about Gus. Later she responds, I fixed, I'm staying, don't text, I fixed him, I don't know how. And then her friend is like, what do you mean? What happened? This is days later. And she's like, we both cried together and he changed his mind. I'm happy he did though. And
But
this is
what?
around the time that afterwards, David starts posting some crazy about girls.
2024 after
Yeah.
this. Okay.
So netizens think that at this point, David, quote, forgives her, which is an insane thing if it's true, considering she's a child, she's a victim, and like, what does she need forgiveness for? If anything, if all speculations are correct, she is a victim of at least 2 different people. But a few weeks later, David is reposting TikToks, and it's a girl filming herself with a song playing. That's not even David's song, so it's not even him reposting it as promotion. But the words read, every guy's personal hell is watching his girlfriend defend another man to him.
Whoa, that is very specific.
Yeah. Then in June of 2024, Celeste is seen in that video that is posted of her going to see her family.
And this is after the missing post.
Yeah.
There's a video allegedly from a family member that Celeste going back into a family gathering.
Yeah. I mean, people are reading heavily into it.
Oops.
We'll go into it deeper in a second, but it's a lot. Now, Celeste's family has been just dragged. Well, I guess I can go into it now. They've just been dragged because of this. Whether it's warranted or not is subjective, but they're just saying that they knew. They knew that she's traveling around. They knew that she's getting by without coming home. It's definitely not from a 15-year-old boy. Like, you have to be dating an adult. Like, you cannot really survive out there like that unless you're dating an adult. So people are very upset about that. Some people are saying that her parents were probably getting paid. Like if they were late on their rent, maybe David would pay it, or maybe David was paying them off, and so they didn't care. Some people, one comment read, this is actually crazy. Celeste's death should be blamed on her parents just as much as David. They did not protect her at all, and they are the main reason that she died. Her parents pissed me off the absolute most. Everyone should be ripping in on her parents just as much as David, or even harder. No real parents would ever just let their children do whatever they want and end up dead like Celeste. The parents should be in prison for life for neglecting her, and David deserves prison plus the death penalty. To which someone comments back, calling the parents the main reason when somebody literally killed her is such a crazy take. It is not equal no matter how hard you try to play it that way. So people, I would say the general population, they're upset with the family, but nowhere near as upset with the family as whoever did this to Celeste. Meanwhile, 2 weeks later, he posted TikTok, June of 2024. What do you mean you can't stalk her Twitter likes no more? This is an update on X that was made around that time where you cannot stalk someone's Twitter likes. And so he's getting upset about it. It's just coming off very jealous, very possessive. And the next month, he starts teasing his song, There Goes My Baby. And he posts that he's in Dublin, he's bored, he misses his girlfriend. So there's lots of references to a girlfriend around 2024. Valentine's Day, I have my first Valentine's Day date, I miss my girlfriend. And then another TikTok photo with the caption, the softest soft launch of all time. And it's him in the car, someone's hand is reaching out, cupping his chin, but you really only see her hand. Some people say you can see a little bit of red hair on the side, which Celeste would have had that red curly hair at that time.
Do you see the red hair?
A little bit.
Yeah, but
then some people are saying her skin looks really pale.
Yeah.
But I will say the inside of the elbow, like this arm is usually a little bit different from
The lighting is always
exactly.
tricky.
And it's a very bright car. I think it's a Tesla, and it's
Nah, I'm sorry. That does not look like Celeste at all. That deadass does not look like Celeste. I'm sorry. No. Like, those hair are not curly. They're way too red. And that skin is way too pale. That doesn't look like Celeste at all. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this way, but, like, it really doesn't look like her. Like, it deadass doesn't look like her. So, I don't know.
bright that day. It looks, so people are like, no, even with the red hair, her skin tone is different. So there's lots of debates.
Color is very hard to tell color.
It's very difficult. And then he has a Hello Kitty phone case.
Yeah.
From what I could tell, it does not appear that the older Celeste has as strong of a connection with Hello Kitty. Celeste went missing in Hello Kitty Crocs. It seems like she does have a strong liking for Hello Kitty.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. But this is the There Goes My Baby phase. And the cover art looks, according to the internet, exactly like Celeste. I'm actually going to show you the cover art because I think you would.
Okay, so people are saying that looks like her.
Okay, another thing is like people are saying the older Celeste, we don't know if her natural hair is curly, but a lot of the times I actually see her with like slick, straight hair. That seems to be her preferred hairstyle, whereas the Celeste, her very natural, very wavy hair is in almost every single photo, unless she's like wearing a wig and it's always like a bright blue wig, which we'll get into that too. There's a picture of her wearing a bright blue wig with bangs, and then David is seen wearing that same wig at an event. I mean, netizens have gotten really crazy. Some people are saying that there's no way that that's the same wig because David has a really large forehead. So like the way that it's landing on his forehead, the way that it lands on her forehead doesn't make sense. So there's been lots of debates, but it's just so many coincidences. It looks like the same blue wig.
And then wig, like where it lands, also based on how you adjust it.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Like you can pull it down, you can pull it up.
Pull it. Okay.
But there is this There Goes My Baby. The cover art looks, according to the internet, exactly like Celeste. It's just you see the back of a girl with very curly hair sitting down on a really, really long, tall swing, like the ones that hang over mountains for those like Instagram pictures. But it's very cinematic. She's swinging and you just see the back of her. She's wearing a dress and the mountains below her, potentially the Hollywood Hills. It just looks reminiscent of that, and it looks like fires are breaking out and the sky is orangish red. On Instagram, David writes, "There Goes My Baby, out July 12th. This is a song I wrote about letting go of someone you love and letting them become their own person. Watching them become that person and realizing that you may have been the problem, but also being happy for the person they've become. I'm so excited for you to hear it." And in one of the videos, a TikToker goes up to an artist and is like, "Hey, what are you listening to right now?" You know, that's like that trend. And the artist will promote their new song, that style of video. David is doing that for There Goes My Baby. And as he's walking off, you see him holding a Hello Kitty phone case. Relevant lyrics to the song read, "There goes my baby, out of my reach. Why won't you take me? It's so hard to breathe. Why did you leave? There goes my baby, finally free. Why did you waste all my time? You were bored and I was alone. Feels like somebody's taking my life. There goes my baby, out of my reach." The song ends with the lyrics, "Real, is your love real? Darling, I've lost my mind." Around that time, There Goes My Baby comes out. He reposts a TikTok that reads, "Me explaining that according to psychology, when someone knows they treated you wrong, they avoid you. It's called a guilty conscience. They lack the maturity to apologize for their disrespectful actions, and because they lack accountability, they simply remove themselves from your life." People think this is in reference to Gus. Then from August to November, David is very busy. He's just traveling everywhere, mainly in Asia, Singapore, South Korea, Hong Kong, Japan. And by December 2024, he releases Where Did It Go Wrong? Notable lyrics include, "Where did it go wrong with you? I don't belong with you. It's a tragedy. I really thought you were meant for me. How could you lie to me? Every kiss put a cavity between my lips. I don't really want your love no more. I swear, because I don't need it. And I don't mean to be conceited, but I'm the reason you're still breathing. Is it love or lust? I can tell you're fiending. You told me I was special, girl, but that does not mean anything to me." And near the end of the song, you hear a girl's voice. Like, you know how Drake used to do that thing where he like inserts voicemails? I don't know if he was the one that did it. I don't know. I just remember there's lots of songs where it's like voicemails of like, "I miss you. Where are you?" Well, near the end, you just hear a girl's voice saying, "You're special, David." And he writes, "Making a song for Arcane," which was a previous collaboration he did, "inspired me to make my most heartbreaking song yet." David says about the music video, quote, "I get the shot at the end and I'm like, you know, I die. And then this trailer comes out and then you see the bullet hole in my chest and I get carried away by cult members. And like, you know, it's just like a thing."
What?
So he's just saying like this is the darkest song and that it's, you know, it still connects to how everyone is connected by the invisible string theory. He says, "I love that theory, that everybody's connected." And so it even traces back into all the music videos. Now, by the end of the year, he's building Hello Kitty skateboards. He's singing to his Hello Kitty plushies. So he's like, "Oh, singing to my Hello Kitty plushies because they're the only ones that don't pressure me to release new music." But then February of this year, he complains on TikTok about how he doesn't have a Valentine. So this is 2025. And then he drops the song One More Dance. This is the one where he's like put into the back of the car. You know, Itami, his alter ego, it pits David back into the trunk of the car, and they're gonna bury him, and he's talking about that video. And then after that, in March, he drops What Are You Waiting For?, which is like his summer song release. Notable lyrics read, what are you waiting for? Cause I've been standing here. It's never been so clear. I think I've fallen in love, but that's not enough. I don't ever wanna mess it up. We're running out of luck. Tell me to stay, you're wasting my time. Every day I'm waiting in line, standing in place, cause baby, that's all I know. Why do you wait? Just tell me. But people think maybe the song is a reflection of his personal life. Like, what are you waiting for? He's basically saying, like, why do you keep leaving? Some people think it's like around this time, maybe Celeste left again. And then he's like, I'm just waiting for you, but you're not doing that for me. Which again, is like a crazy way to look at the situation if the situation is what we think it is. Netizens also spot a black Louis Vuitton bag on his couch around that time when he is filming a TikTok. That is the same purse that was covering allegedly Celeste's face in a selfie that they took together, remember? So maybe people are saying this points to he was back with Celeste. Celeste is still alive. We don't know. Then David goes to Coachella, falls on his head, and then he releases his Withered album and does a bunch of press for it. Pretty quickly, Withered is number 13 on the Billboard 200 album charts, already has 500 million streams on Spotify. And side note, he does mention that you need to listen to his music in order on the album because it shares his entire story. So that's exactly what we're going to do because people think Withered has everything to do with Celeste. His other songs, people are saying, well, that was in 2022, that was in 2023, we don't know. People think Withered is about Celeste. So he says he tries to write the album in the United States, but he can't do it. So then he goes to London because he loves the gloominess. He and his 3 friends made a song a day for 2 weeks. He says, I documented the whole process on camera just to see my creative process and, you know, without people around me and then with people around me. And that's another thing. A lot of netizens think that's why the police are taking so long because he's documenting so much stuff. Maybe the police are also combing through things like that. He says, this is my first album. It's all me. Because previously it was EPs. So this is like his first, I guess, fully fledged album. I'm not sure how it works, but he's saying, this is my very first album. It's me. All these experiences, it's all about love, bro. Yeah, like the past 2 years, my own relationships, my own hardships, everything is super authentic and super raw and super me this time.
So this is the first time he came out and say, these songs are my story from my experiences. It's raw. Everything is from my past 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, could that be marketing? I don't know.
Right. But even
previously,
before, he said it wasn't, sometimes he said, it's not my story.
I've never been in love. I've never experienced heartbreak. I would go on Discord. I would chat with people on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have been itching to announce a very special project with Shopify. And if you're already an avid listener, you may already know that we've been dropping a lot of hints. I know it's so annoying. I can't tell you guys yet. You'll just have to see what's in store for you guys. And
All right. Oh yeah, literally right in the middle. All right, so I'm kind of done here with my makeup. I will now usually do gaming, Marvel Rival, and other shit in the afternoon. So I'm gonna take a very small break, and I'm gonna come back later for some most likely Marvel Rival stream. But as far as this stream is concerned, it's over. This Get Ready With Me video is done for. So thank you for those who've been watching. I will come back probably this week. I don't know yet, but most likely this week to finish this video. We are straight in the middle. So I'm lucky, and we ended in an ad break, so that's perfect. But yeah. I will be back later for some video game streams, so don't miss that. And take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, and that's that. Bye. See you soon.